Hey everybody, I hope you guys can hear me okay. It's wind blowing pretty hard outside. So what I'm trying to do today, I have a 2014 Toyota Corolla. The problem I've been having is on the radio, the touchscreen will not work. So I've done a little research and we found out that the digitizer on the front of the radio has gone bad. So I've gotten another part, a new digitizer, and I'm going to change it out and see if that fixes it. So the tools that I have, I've done some searching on YouTube about radio replacements so that I can understand how the radio actually is installed and how to take it out, things like that. And so I'm just going to follow what I've seen to take out the radio, and then replacing the digitizer is going to be a little bit more involved. So here we go. Okay, so I have swapped the angle up for you so you can see the dash. And like I mentioned earlier, I have watched a couple of videos on actually replacing this radio, and my understanding is that this panel here is one large panel, and it all comes off at once. And right in here somewhere there's 4 screws that holds the radio in place, and then on the back you have the cables that hook into the radio. So all I have here is a little pry tool that came with my dash cam. I have a Phillips head screwdriver. That's the one that looks like the plus symbol on the front of it. And I have my replacement digitizer. And I'll leave a link for the one that I bought in the description if you're looking for one. So here we go. Give it a good tug. Okay, it looks like my cameraman finally came to work. So I just got the dash off, and there's 2 wires holding it in. There's one there, and there's one there. That's for the hazards. That is for the passenger airbag sensor. So I'm going to disconnect those real quick, and I'll be right back with you. All right, there's Sir Snacks a lot over there. I got the dash disconnected. This connector here was a little bit harder to get out. This one here, it just really kind of snapped out of there. It's got these little piece that you can push in that releases the latch. So I'm just going to set this right up there. And I'm going to turn the camera around so we can look at the actual dash or the radio. You pointed at me. Back up a little bit, you get my nose hairs. So, apparently I misremembered the video, and it looks like what you need is a 10mm socket. I have an extension on here because the bolts are kind of deep in there. So there's two there, and there's two there. And then the radio should just slide out. So let me take the radio out, and I'm gonna get my cameraman to hold it with his greasy hands again. Here you go.
No.
All right. One. Two. Tight. Three. Four. No, son, like this. Okay, get a, let me see it. All right, so I got the radio out. It's actually mounted in here with some fittings. I guess those are pressure fittings. And if you look back here, there are, it looks like 5 connectors, maybe 6. So I'm gonna take those apart, or take those out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the radio is out. Now we're gonna take it into the garage and change out the digitizer. All right, so here we are in the garage. I've got my radio here. Here's my digitizer. I'm gonna let Michael open it. Here. Just be careful. Okay, hold on. That's probably...
No.
Wait a minute, sit it down.
There's
a flap right here.
Okay.
Turn your knife over. Turn your knife over. Hold your knife like a knife. There you go. Wait a minute. You don't have to do that side. Let's close the knife.
So this is the digitizer.
Hold on. Listen to me. I'm gonna do this part.
Okay.
You see this little cable right there? We got to be real careful with that cable. See this cable here? You got to be real careful. That's called a ribbon cable, and if you tear it, you might as well just order a new one. I'm just going to set it out of the way for now. So it's my understanding that this plate here has to come off first. And I've got a little tray on top of my toolbox up here that I'm going to put all these screws in. I would definitely try to keep up with which ones went to where. You know what I'm saying? And this screwdriver, I got this out of a toy that I had years ago. It's got a very fine Phillips head thing on it, so a regular Phillips head screwdriver is going to be way too big to go in those screws. So I'm going to lift this little panel up right here, and see we have 2 ribbon cables in there. And these ribbon cables, this one I think
is messed up.
No. Let me see. Okay, so there's 2 separate kinds of ribbon cable connectors. Some that you can pull up and some that flip down. These 2 flip down. So then once you flip them down, you can take them out like that. You see? See these 2 right here? They flip open. All right. So let me see. I may have to do some cuts to figure out where to go next, because we got to take this front piece off right here. We may have to take these screws out. These here, these have either 10 millimeter or they have a Phillips head indention in them, so that you can use a Phillips head to remove them if you need to. I'm just taking a second to look. It may be worth trying to take this plastic bezel off, and you just have to kind of be careful that you don't break
this. I think there's a screw right there.
Yep, there he is, ain't it? Just take it slow. All right, so that taking those off didn't accomplish anything, but we may have to try to take these off, this front panel here. May have to take these two screws out. That has a very tiny washer on it. Sorry, you couldn't even see that. There were two screws right here. One here, one here. So I took those out. Let's see if it'll come out any easier now. Okay, so those two screws were what was holding it up. So now it's to the good part. And just set this out of the way. We won't need that for now. And now what we need to do, I believe we got to take this screw, this screw, this screw, this screw. So there's 4 screws. We have one ribbon cable here, another one here, and another one here. That, well, actually it looks like there's a 4th one right there. But that is actually the ribbon cable that goes to the current digitizer. So you may not have to worry about that one. And if I'm looking correctly, that ribbon, that connector just flips up. So that one comes out. Really simple. This one here, it flips up out of the way. You can just pull that one out. That one flips up out of the way as well. So I'll be right back. All right, so I had to go kill a spider for the kids. So like I said, now that we got these ribbon cables disconnected here, there's 3 of them there. We should just be able to take these 4 bolts out right here. There. I hope these screws are in frame, because I can barely see what you're seeing. Okay, so we got those 4 bolts out. This should just lift straight out now. See? Now we take this and set this off to the side. Put it on another stack of stuff. Okay, so this is what we have now. So what we have to do, this little plastic bezel here, oops, sorry. This plastic bezel here, it's just basically held on with some pressure fittings. So you can just work it off, just walk it around. Okay, there's a thing there that comes off. we'll go ahead and disconnect this one now. If you remember, I did mention earlier that there are some ribbon cables that you have to pull out and others that just flip open. This is one that you have to pull out. And it's easiest to get those open just doing one side at a time. Okay, so this, as long as everything is undone correctly. Oh, we got one more ribbon cable right there holding it on. So again, this one is just rock it out like that, one side at a time, and it'll just come right out. Just like that. There's another one here that, this one here is the ones that you pull out. So there again, we're gonna do one side at a time. Just be real careful with that ribbon, because if you ever rip it, you might as well just go buy you a new radio, because it's pretty much over for that. All right, set that piece to the side that you took off. Now this is literally just the screen that you see in your car. Hold on. Okay, so I'm back. So this, like I mentioned earlier, this piece of plastic here should come off. You may have to get one side, one corner started, but you can see that comes off. And then here's the part that you gotta be careful with. This is your digitizer, right? This is the part that when you touch it, it tells the screen to say he's touching there, so you need to press this button. Okay, so we know that this one is bad, so we're going to put this over here to be put in the trash. Keep this, because you never know, the new one may or may not have come with a new one. And I should have paid attention to which way the ribbon cable was pointing. Okay, this has some kind of film over it looks like. A little bit of, whoops. I'll be lucky if this one works, huh? So, yeah, there we go. Alright, so after you take the covering off, if I remember correctly, it just goes just like this. Just whenever you do yours, make sure that you remember which way your ribbon cable is facing. Okay, so now we just do the opposite. Remember this here, it should just be making get one corner started. There we go. So that's back in there now. Got our new digitizer in there, see? I'm gonna set this out of the way for a second. Okay, here's our previous board. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lay this down so that I can get everything lined up correctly. And everything should just click right back into place as as far as lining it up goes. And then it's just doing the opposite. Just be careful with these ribbon cables. I can't stress that enough. Because if you've gotten this far and you mess it up, it's gonna be a headache. Nope, I didn't get it in there far enough. There we go. Okay, so see that one seated back in there correctly. All right, now I'm going to work on this big one here. Like I said, this one was one that rocked out. You rock one side in. Just kind of got to work with it. It'll fall into place because it's lined up. It's been in that position for years. This car is a 2014, so it's 2025 right now. So it's been sitting like that for over 10 years. All right. So there I've got my digitizer hooked back up. I'm hoping that's I actually think I have the digitizer in upside down, so let me undo all that. So see, even the best of people get to do it twice. Right there. Okay. So I just need to take this, flip it over like that, and the way you can tell if you got it facing the right way, now that I've done it, is these pins here need to be pointing the same direction that the back of the radio is, right? Just trying to get everything lined up here, because some of this is not lined up correctly. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so see, now I have my bezel for my screen back on, and if you notice, the dark side is facing the front of the radio. This has got to make contact. These pins here have to make contact with the bottom side of that connector. So put it back down here. This is our old one. Here's our other board again. Okay. And see, if you notice here, see that cable is, somebody's shooting. All right. You can just kind of take your fingernail and put it on the front of that connector, and it'll seat all the way in. Just kind of push it against the meat part of your finger as much as you can get in there. See? And I don't I don't know if that little white strip there is telling you that it's in far enough, but if you notice here that there's a white strip on that one that you can see. Unfortunately, there's not one on this replacement digitizer. Okay. So just connected this. I don't see any more cables hanging out right now, so that should mean we can bring this part back in. And you see you got two holes here on this ear and this one. There's a small pin right there. You can kind of see it. That bottom hole will sit down on that ear so it'll line itself up for you. Just be careful with these ribbon cables. I cannot stress that enough. They're very, very delicate. All right, that one's seated and that one's seated. Okay, so now we're gonna get the 4 screws. That's one of them. It's kind of a longer screw. We're gonna put those back in. We'll connect the ribbon cables after that. Okay, and the last one. All right, so now these ribbon connectors are slightly different. This one flips up. You put the ribbon back in there. I'm trying to do it so you can actually see it, but it's a little difficult. All right, and then once you get it put in there, just flip that down, and that's how you connect that. And you got this small one here. Flip it down like that. See? And then this is the last one before we put the main board back on, the radio bezel. That one kind of just slid in there for me, and just flip that down. And that's that part reassembled. See, it looks really good. So, and we're going to bring back in this piece. And if you notice, it's kind of smaller on this side than it is on the bottom. So I'm going to flip this over like that so it lines up. You're going to feed these 2 ribbon cables through that hole there. And it should just line itself up for you. Click everything back into place. And now we have these two screws to put back in. Those had the small washers on them. I don't know if you'll even be able to see that. It's really blurry from what I can tell. It's got a real small washer and a lock washer on it. You don't have to tighten it up so tight that you break the little board there, because it'll be just like the ribbon cable. If you tear that, might as well just buy a new radio. Okay, so here are the last two ribbon cables, and again, these just flip open. And to lock it in, you flip it down. Flip it up, make sure it's open. Just kind of got to work with it. And flip that down. It looks like it's in there straight. So then we got to put this little panel back on, and it has some little aligning teeth in it. There it is. It uses that little bitty screw right there. And because this is a more or less a pressure fit for this panel, because it rocks in there, it'll be easiest to put this screw in first, so it'll hold these, it'll align these holes for you on these other two on the side. Okay, so that's those back in. Now I'm going to quickly bolt these back on. These clips here, and I will meet you in the car. Okay, here I am back in the car. Got my brackets bolted on. I'm gonna hook up these cables real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, got the cables back connected. That should be all of them. I see that there's another connector that's been left blank. That might be some kind of feature that Toyota puts in. And then this, as long as all your cables are out of the way, that cable's gonna be stubborn. There we go. It should just line up in these holes. There and there. And you should just be able to push it in. There we go. And see, you got your holes lined up for your bolts to go back in. I'm gonna get them started. Just got an extension. I really need a longer extension, but I just had this laying in the toolbox, so I'm gonna use it as an extension too. Let me swap hands. I'm just getting it snug. Just getting it finger tight so that I can come back later with a actual ratchet and tighten it right on up. Now what you see, I'm seeing, because I'm doing this through the camera. Okay. Okay, now I'm just gonna snug them up. Just, you ain't gotta get it super tight. Okay. So now we're gonna put the dash back in. We gotta hook up this wire and this wire. That goes right there and right there. Be right back. Okay, got that one in, got that one in. Now it's just a matter of pushing it back into place. Let me get you a different camera angle and I'll be right back. Okay, so here I am back. Just gonna line all these little things up. The little pins in the back, and they should just click into place. Okay. I think that's everything. You can actuate the vents up, down, left, right. Okay. So now it's just a matter of turning the car on and see if it'll actually work. And I'm sorry I didn't get a shot before I got started. Let me close this door. It's gonna boot up. Looks like that part's working. Not going to get any kind of copyright strikes, but it is working. Let me see. Does it work down here? Yep, works down there. Works up here in the top. All the buttons work now. Okay, so it does look like it's working. Pretty good. Let me look at the car. There's not a phone connected because I didn't have one connected. Cancel that. Let me make sure the buttons on the steering wheel work now. Up, down, down, up. Okay, mode, Bluetooth, radio. Yep, all that seems to be working correctly now. So if I hit seek, go down, play pause, setup. All that seems to be working correctly now. So I'm going to go back to there, put it on my radio station that I like to listen to. Let me see. Oh yeah, that sounds good. So here we are back where I started. The radio works now. So it does seem like the digitizer was the problem. So I hope this helps somebody else because I was completely baffled as to why it wasn't working. I'm not sure why they put physical buttons that you press into the digitizer. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why you wouldn't just have the buttons wired up directly to the radio, but that's besides the point. Me and my main man here, we're about to cut out of here. And yeah, I appreciate you watching. If it helps you, let me know. Leave a comment down below. And let me know if this helped you, because I've been needing to do this. My radio hasn't worked in probably 3 months, maybe more. I just got tired of riding in silence. But like I said, I'll leave a link to the one that I purchased in the description, and you can buy that one or you can buy another one. Mine was the 6.1 inch digitizer. But I hope you have a good rest of the day. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.